Hello everyone and welcome to my very first Q&A video, or rather Q4A video. In the past couple of videos I've been asking you guys questions in the pinned comments, and in return for answering my questions you could ask me anything you want. And you asked a lot of great and hilarious questions that I will be answering in this video. I also had a blast reading all of your answers. I love that so many of you participated in this Q4A. I got a lot more questions than I anticipated, so I'll go through as many as possible in this video, but I don't want it to drag on forever, and we must all agree that I'm really not that interesting. Questions are organized by topic as dictated by my OCD to make this video a little less messy. I'm really sorry if I didn't get around to answering your question. If by the end of this video you still have burning questions, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, and you'll get notified of whenever I do a live stream. During the live streams you can ask me questions directly in the chat. I always try to keep up with the chat as much as possible, so you're welcome to join me there. And in the meantime, you won't miss out on any park building videos, which is really what this channel is all about, to inspire you for your own builds in Jurassic World Evolution and help you get the most out of the game. Speaking of you getting the most out of this game, this video I will be doing a giveaway. There was an unfortunate situation with one of the winners from the previous giveaway. He plays on PS4 and I couldn't get him a voucher with the right regional code, so I offered to send him the money via PayPal, but he graciously forfeited his prize so someone else could win, so he's really awesome, and if you win you should thank him. To avoid making the same mistake again, the giveaway is a Steam code for any Jurassic World Evolution DLC of your choosing, so it is unfortunately only for PC gamers, but I hope you'll still enjoy this giveaway. To win, all you gotta do is answer this question in a comment. I will pick a winner in a day or two and contact them for their prize. Thus concludes this scripted intro. Let's get into the questions. Starting with the most popular question, will I play other games on the channel, specifically The Isle, Prehistoric Kingdom, and Planet Zoo? Now, I already have Planet Zoo, and I have to admit that I don't like it that much. I feel like people are going to kill me for saying that, but for me personally, the game feels like too much work. It's pretty exhausting, it's very time consuming, and it just hasn't clicked with me. So I'm guessing it's safe to say that Planet Zoo will not make more appearances on this channel. The Isle I have not played yet, as in ever, but I am planning to once the recode launches. It feels like a logical time for a late bloomer like myself to give it a try. And I will at the very least post one video about it, and that would be my first impression of the game. And after that I'll just have to see if I like the game enough and if it's something that people actually want to see from me on the channel. As for Prehistoric Kingdom, what I've seen from it so far makes me really curious and really excited. It looks like we're finally getting some customization options that we've been wanting from Jurassic World Evolution. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that game, and I'm hopeful that this one will live up to the hype that I'm currently experiencing, unlike Planet Zoo, which was too much customization. I hope that Prehistoric Kingdom has just the right amount for me to enjoy the creative aspect of it while still also enjoying the dinosaurs. Next question, something James Lomax and Ariel Sims want to know. What got you into this game? Was it interest in the franchise, or interest in dinosaurs, or perhaps interest in park building? I found Jurassic World Evolution through a video by the Gaming Beaver, actually. One of his gameplay videos randomly got recommended to me. I hadn't been subscribed to his channel before then, and I clicked on it out of curiosity, so he did a good job with his title and thumbnail, and right away I was hooked. And it took me like a couple of episodes to realize, hello, are you awake? This is a game. You can download this game and play it yourself. You don't have to watch someone else play it. So I paused his gameplay series to play the game myself, and yeah, the rest is history. That was the start of me wasting over a year and a half on playing this game. Paddy Laguana, Spino01, and Flying Fox. Flying Fox, that's a funny name. They all want to know, what dinosaur would you like Frontier to add the most? Okay, so I'm a pretty basic in this regard, but I have like this standard list of Concavenator, Therizinosaurus, Microceratus, Oviraptor, Amargasaurus, and Argentinosaurus. Jack Poley wants to know, what is your favorite moment that has happened in the game? That's a really fun question. First thing that pops into my head from the campaign is the mission where you get handed a sick Diplodocus. That was a really exciting way to get introduced to a new dinosaur. So I got really giddy when I saw that Diplodocus getting flown over. More recently, I guess seeing the Pseudoceratops kill animation for the first time blew my mind. Whoa! Oh my god! Kelson Rosales and Daniel Hurley ask, how do you come up with ideas to create awesome paths? First of all, thank you very much. Honestly, very little thought goes into it. I'll just see something completely random that causes an idea to pop in my head, or I'll just play around and stumble onto something by accident. And oftentimes one park leads to the next, like how the World Map Park led to Pangea, and then the 5 Deaths park building series that I'm doing right now. So it's sort of like a rolling stone. I don't know how my brain works. I just see something and I think to myself, oh hey, that's something I can do with Path or whatever. Andy Simpson wants to know, how did you learn how to use Path so creatively? Was it trial and error, other YouTubers, etc.? It evolved naturally over the course of building many parks. I realized doing path art was the only way to make one park unique from the previous, and I kind of I ran with it. I went overboard with it. Ray24, do you think there will be a Jurassic and Triassic DLC pack? I think that would be a logical step for Frontier, and I kind of believe the recent leaks that say they'll be focusing on adding creatures to avoid putting in new game features that they're holding off until the sequel, which sucks, but I get that from a business standpoint. And since we had the Cretaceous pack, it seems logical to me that we'd get other era packs introducing new dinosaurs, and I think it would be a good option. Lil Mu Matis, I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing anyone's name. This person wants to know, would you like bigger or smaller dinosaurs to be added to the game? Yes. Just yes. Thomas Wagener asks, what do you think of the Therizinosaurus mod? First of all, I think all mods are really, really impressive. And this is no exception. As for the Therizinosaurus, though, I'm not so sure if it was the best idea to use the rig for the Apatosaurus, because the slow movements make it look really strange and unnerving. I get why they went with the Apatosaurus, but wouldn't it have also worked for the Iguanodon? I'm not sure. Obviously, I have no idea how that kind of stuff works. Red Leader, which is your favorite island to build on? This is such an obvious pick, but I'm gonna have to go with Nublar 1993, simply because it's the biggest map. It's also the most versatile. You can do anything with that. I do love the weirder maps as well. I actually have a soft spot for Penna, but if I have to pick a favorite, I'm gonna go with the biggest one, the big boy. Size matters. Tuan Bus, I'm not gonna touch that. Name's on the screen. This person wants to know, what is your favorite game outside of Jurassic World Evolution? The thing with me, I don't play a lot of games. I sort of become completely obsessed with one single game for like several years and then move on to the next. I guess I should say that the game I've been obsessed with the longest over the course of my life is a really old game. Like an old ass game. Command and Conquer Tiberian Sun. I don't know if any of you know it, but I played that game so much growing up that the bright green grass was just burned into my retina. I saw it everywhere. David P asks, what game have you been playing before Jurassic World Evolution came out? Before Jurassic World Evolution came out, I hadn't played any game for years. I think the last game before it was The Sims 3. Both James Lomax and Nublar Rex want to know if Jurassic World Evolution had a non-dinosaur pack, what would be your top 3 prehistoric animals / what is your dream prehistoric creature to be added to Jurassic World Evolution or its sequel? I have a list in my head, starting with Sarcosuchus and Postosuchus. I want those in the game so badly. And third pick, I'd say Titanoboa, excluding the obvious choices of marine reptiles. Maria wants to know, what's the most wanted thing you hope Frontier will add to the game? At the moment, what I really want Frontier to do is make mixed eras officially possible with an update. I know there's a mod for it, I just want Frontier to make it official. I don't see why they couldn't, and I don't see why they shouldn't. Other than that, I'd want decorations more than anything, but I'm starting to lose hope that that will happen for this iteration of the game. I think they're gonna make us wait until the sequel. Wolfmation. If you could make a Jurassic Park game, what would it be? I probably want like a proper movie-based first-person horror / survival game. Moving into the next category with an appropriately named viewer, Dinosaur Puppet wants to know, what is your favorite dinosaur? I'd have to say my favorite dinosaur of all time is the Stegosaurus. It's iconic to me. I love it. I even have it as a handbag. I'm not ashamed. Maybe a little bit, but mostly not. Don Patchy, Killdozer, and Canada, eh? All want to know the same thing. How interested are you in dinosaurs, and how did you get interested in dinosaurs / were you a fan of dinosaurs before Jurassic Park or because of Jurassic Park? My love of dinosaurs predates my love for Jurassic Park because I was obsessed with The Land Before Time before my parents allowed me to see the original Jurassic Park. Now that I'm older, aside from my love for Jurassic World Evolution and Jurassic Park, dinosaurs aren't really a hobby for me. I do really love visiting museums of natural history. I actually remember being in Paris a couple of years ago and we were planning to go to the Museum of Natural History there. We had held it off until the last day we were there. And then we arrive and we stand in front of the closed entrance and we see the sign that says that they're only open like 2 or 3 days a week. Maybe it was a winter thing, I don't know, but they only had limited opening hours, and obviously that was not the day they were open. That was really upsetting. That really pissed me off. So I still find dinosaurs interesting, but it's not really like a prominent thing in my life. Hunter Daniachu wants to know, what dinosaur would you want to be eaten by if you had the choice? Something big that would kill me instantly. Maxwell Clark asks, how knowledgeable are you of dinosaurs outside of Jurassic World Evolution? My knowledge of dinosaurs is very limited. I haven't kept my dinosaur knowledge up to date at all. I haven't kept up with like recent discoveries and such. It's not something I know a lot about anymore. It's all gone down the drain. Like many people, I was like an expert at 7 years old, and now it's all like, I don't remember. Spino01 has a really cool question. Which Jurassic World Evolution dinosaurs would you use for making a brand new hybrid? So I gave this question some thought when I first saw it come in. So this is not a spontaneous answer. I gave it some actual thought. I'd want a Carnotaurus with the horns of a Pseudoceratops, the neck and shoulder spikes of Sauropelta, and the tail spikes and thagomizer of the Kentrosaurus. Yeah, that's what I want. Another question from James Lomax. If you ever found a new prehistoric creature, what would you name it? I'd either name it something unpronounceable or something embarrassing, just to mess with people. Final question in this category is from Xanderland Gaming. He asks, if Tyrannosaurus Rex was never discovered, what theropod would be deemed king of the dinosaurs? Giganotosaurus. Moving into the YouTube category of questions, an uncomprehended lizard wants to know, what are your expectations for the future of your channel? My expectations are that the channel can grow to maybe 20 or 30,000 subscribers, and then the growth is probably going to stagnate. That's what I'm predicting. My hope is that the channel can grow further than that, especially if we do get a Jurassic World Evolution sequel. Dino Army asks, how long did it take to make the Escape Jurassic Park video? Too long. It took me about 8 hours to film the escape 3 times, get some B-roll and sound effects, and then to edit the whole thing together. It's a lot of work, so it's a good thing that I like doing those kinds of videos, but it's a lot of work. Loring Toth, I'm probably totally mispronouncing that, I'm so sorry, but this person asks, did it happen that you made a park for a video but then later scrapped it entirely and remade it? No, thankfully, no. I've definitely had moments when the end result isn't as good as I'd hoped, but I'm just doing this for fun, so I'm not going to beat myself up over that sort of stuff. That's what the comment section is for. Omar Leonida Ben asks, world tour to meet the fans when? If Frontier ever invites me to be a part of an event or something, I'll be there, and I hope I can meet a lot of you guys there, but I'm not holding my breath. Another question from Hunter, what got you into making a park building channel? Reddit for me was like a gateway drug. I posted a couple of pictures of my builds there, and from the reactions I sort of realized that what I was doing was relatively unique. And I enjoyed becoming like an active part of the community after being like this lurker for a year. So I decided to share more of my work. The YouTube Shows wants to know, have you ever met Best in Slot, Swerve, or the Gaming Beaver in real life? No, I'd love to though. The Sniper Viper, do you also watch Clayton Fioriti's videos? I don't watch all of them, but I am subscribed and I'll watch his videos when like a title or something gets me hooked. Yet another question from the YouTube Shows, will you ever do a face cam video? Right now, the answer is a definite no, and it's probably going to remain a definite no. I mean, I can't look into the future, but with the way I feel about it right now, and I feel pretty strongly about it right now, I'm not going to do it. I was going to do it for this video, but then some reactions to my world map park made me realize that I shouldn't do it. I shouldn't put myself on camera because this is the internet and nothing is ever good enough, and some people just take the greatest pleasure in pointing out your flaws. And that made me realize my face is like that park. As in, I really like how it looks. Not gonna lie, out of false modesty, I like how I look, but my face is far from perfect, and I don't have the self-esteem necessary to literally get notifications on my phone and on my computer of people picking at all of my insecurities. And just to clarify, I'm fine with people not liking every single thing that I do, but I'm not okay with people being rude about it, and this is the internet, so people are always going to be rude about it, and I'm not going to make myself vulnerable to that on such a personal level for something that is not relevant to my channel, namely the way I look doesn't matter to my channel. Another question from Spino01, would you make another Q4A edition in the future? If the channel continues to grow, I'll do another Q4A at a future milestone. Danik, a JSMB obsessor, asks, where did you get the idea for the Q4A, or did you come up with the idea yourself? It was my own idea. I mean, I subscribe to the notion that no idea is truly unique, but I've never seen anybody else do a Q&A in this kind of format, doing it as a Q4A. So yeah, I came up with it myself. I knew people wanted me to do a Q&A video at some point, but I wanted to put a spin on it because I'm nobody special just because I have a YouTube channel. So I wanted to put like a twist on it in a way that it would be a two-way street and I'd get to know this community a little bit better. And I'm really glad that I did it like this because I've been having so much fun reading all of the answers and people have been asking really great questions in return. So this way it just feels like more of a conversation and less of an less of an interview. Alex Chan wants to know, if there is one video that you love that's yours, what is it? I really love doing the cinematic escape videos. I've done 2 of them at this point. I've done the Escape Jurassic Park video, and I've also done one for Penna. And I love editing those kinds of videos. So I probably pick the latest of the 2, the Escape Jurassic Park video, as my favorite. Benjamin Thomas asks, were you afraid of people hating on you to the point that you would quit YouTube? This is going to be another long rant. I can already feel it. Oh my god. I actually came close to quitting before I had even started. I had been posting some stuff on Reddit, and there were a couple of comments that came in that were really nasty, and some were even deleted by the moderators because they violated the rule that you can't attack a person. And those comments totally came out of left field. I didn't know people would be nasty about it. I thought this was a pretty chill community, so I nearly quit Reddit, and then this YouTube channel would have never been made to begin with. And throughout the past 6 months of having this channel, I've also been getting some comments here that I find really difficult to deal with. And sometimes I do pause and ask myself, okay, this channel is just for fun. Is this still fun? I've dealt with someone who gleefully taunted me that my channel would get cancelled by COPPA and I'd get sued into bankruptcy, for example. So some person that I've never met absolutely loved the idea of my life being ruined, and I don't get why people are that way. There was also an instance of someone trying to start drama between myself and another YouTuber. People had been talking about me on the Planet Zoo Discord of all places, and a big YouTuber had said something about me, and this person took what had been said out of context just to taunt me with it. So that was a situation that put things in a different light. And generally, I do get a fair amount of just plain insulting comments. So I'm sorry, this is dragging on for way too long. To make a long story short, yes, I do fear getting hateful comments because I know I do get them. It's inevitable, especially now that the channel is getting bigger. And I do sometimes reevaluate if dealing with the negatives is still worth all of it. Mental health is more important than YouTube or any kind of social media. I do have to say, though, doing this Q4A has been really wonderful because everyone who has participated has been so awesome and so nice and really lifting up my spirits. So after just spending way too long complaining about stuff, I genuinely want to thank you guys for just being awesome. Moving into the personal categories, starting with a question from both Maria and the YouTube shows again. Do you have any pets? Yes, I do. I have 2 rabbits called Pippa and Bo. I'm probably putting up like some obnoxiously cute pictures and videos right now. Pippa is the brown floppy-eared one. She is a stubborn girl. And Bo is the black and white, blue-eyed, hyperactive, wonderfully weird boy. Dead Zone Gaming asks, what country are you from? I'm from the Netherlands. Both Raymond Cooley and Joseph Linnell want to know, where did you learn English and was it hard to learn English? I mostly learned English just from watching English movies, English TV series, and listening to English music, and pretty exclusively. So it developed naturally over time, the same way you might learn your native language. Vegeta's Mustache wants to know, what is the #1 spot on your bucket list? To publish a book. Khan asks, what is your favorite book/book series? I read a book called, or translated to, The Golden Egg when I was in high school, and that has always stayed with me. So I'm gonna name that one as my favorite. It's about a completely ordinary man plotting the perfect murder. Alex Chan and the YouTube shows yet again asks, when an announcement comes up, is the person in the top right corner you? No, she's my evil twin and she will not leave me alone. The YouTube shows coming through with yet another question. How old are you? I just turned 25. 5 years ago. Maria wants to know, what was the most embarrassing experience you've ever had? I do many embarrassing things on a daily basis. I'm a really socially awkward person, and that leads me to mispronouncing words very often or just saying something weird. I don't think I've ever done anything hugely embarrassing, like a singular thing, but all of the little things add up. Omar Leonida Ben asks, how tall are you? I am 5'7", 170 centimeters. David P, what are you afraid of the most? My parents dying. It's one of those things that is inevitable, unless I die first, and I dread it more than anything. Mr. Hunter, what's your favorite hobby besides Jurassic World Evolution? I should say writing, but I've been pretty tired and preoccupied lately, so mostly I'll just listen to music or watch a movie. Omar coming through again. Do you have any brothers, sisters, or adopted aliens? I have an adopted alien pretending to be an older sister. Hunter asks, have you ever been outside of your home country? Yes, many times, but that's not something special where I come from. I think that's just a European thing. Omar has a pretty deep question. What do you deem to be your greatest strength and weakness? Strength, intelligence. Weakness, social anxiety. There isn't a single day in my life that is not made harder than it should be because of my social anxiety. The YouTube shows, do you have a boyfriend? No. Vegeta's mustache, what was the happiest moment in your life? The depressing thing is I'm not sure, but probably when I graduated university, because it was such a relief. I was so done with it and so unmotivated by the end that I feared that I might quit right before the finish line. Spino01, what is the biggest fail you have ever made? Wasting a lot of time and money trying to figure out a direction for my career. Mr. Towler asks, what are some other hobbies or talents that you'd like to share besides playing Jurassic World Evolution? In terms of hobbies and talents, I consider myself a pretty good writer. It was my job until I was recently promoted, and it's also my aspiration to write a book one day. Other than that, I can draw okay, although I don't do it often, so my skills really haven't had time to develop. And I really have no other talents than that. I'm astonishingly mediocre. Next category is work/school, starting with a question from Pep Filmmaker. What did you study? I have a university degree in psychology and neuroscience. Silent Wolf asks, what was your favorite subject in secondary school or in university if you went? Wow, high school. That was a long time ago. In high school, my favorite subjects were geology and history because, well, mostly because those teachers were really awesome. At university, I loved forensic psychology and psychopathology. So here's another popular question asked by Omar, Leonida Ben, VHS copy of Seinfeld, Rocket Racer, and Rob Dickinson. What do I do for a living? As in, what is my real or other job? I was recently promoted to marketing coordinator, which means I plan and oversee all marketing communications put out by the company that I work for. So mailings, ad campaigns, editorials, our website, and our catalog. And I have my annual review coming up next Tuesday, so wish me luck. Jack Poley asks, do you do YouTube as a job? The channel would have to get a lot bigger to replace my income from my real job. At the current state of the channel, and let me just burst this bubble if you have any YouTube aspirations. At the current state of the channel, I wouldn't be able to live off it. Like, not even close. I think people have a pretty big misconception about how much money you earn on YouTube. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. Another question from Maria. Thank you so much for asking all of these questions for the Q4A. She asks, were you good at school? Yes, I was good at school. It was obnoxious, really. I was that kid that got good grades without studying. The Sniper Viper asks, if you could have any job in Jurassic Park/World, any at all, which would you choose? This is fairly obvious, but I'd be the park's designer. Next category, which was pretty popular, got a lot of questions, is movies. Starting with a question from Mad Cat Pro. What would you do if you were hunted by a velociraptor just like Robert Muldoon? Die. Danik, Jack Poley, and the Sniper Viper ask, how do you feel about the upcoming Jurassic World movie and what do you want to see appear in it? I'm curious about it and I'll definitely go see it, but I do not have high hopes. I didn't really like the previous 2 movies very much. In fact, I didn't like Fallen Kingdom at all. So the track record at this point isn't great. What I would want to see is like a completely dystopian future where dinosaurs have taken over and people are struggling to survive, like a group of people in an abandoned city overrun by dinosaurs, like a Walking Dead style kind of situation. But I don't see how the franchise would realistically get there, so I don't think that will happen. And I don't think that it should happen because, like I said, it's not something that they can make work. Wolfmation asks, what do you not want to see in Jurassic World 3? I don't want to see them make idiots of Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler in favor of making Owen Grady and Claire Dearing look good in comparison. Aiden Campbell asks, how old were you when you first saw a Jurassic Park film? I think I was about 5 or 6 years old when my parents first let me watch the original. And that's just because I know I was a massive fan of the original by the time The Lost World came into theaters in 1997. I remember being really pissed off, by the way, because my parents wouldn't let me see The Lost World in theaters because they deemed it too scary for me. Both Jim and Kiri VT want to know what my favorite scene is. I'd have to say the raptors in the kitchen scene. Obviously, the spectacle of the T-Rex escape is really impressive, but just that single shot of the raptor opening the door still haunts me. Like, I'm still scared of velociraptors. So obviously that scene had a huge impact on me just because it was so brilliantly done. And that's why I'd have to say it's my favorite. Corey Green asks, do you consider yourself more a sci-fi or fantasy fan? Definitely sci-fi, although I love The Lord of the Rings very much, but that's the only true fantasy franchise that I love. Red Leader asks, what's your favorite Jurassic Park / Jurassic World movie? This is super easy, the original. Hunter wants to know, what new dinosaur do you want to see in the film franchise? I'm gonna go with Herrerasaurus because I feel at this point they've completely screwed up the raptors. They're not scary anymore, so I'd say substitute the raptors with a new small carnivore that can scare the hell out of us. Spino01 asks, if you had to delete a Jurassic Park / Jurassic World film forever, which one would it be? I would delete Fallen Kingdom. Like, scratch it, try again. Alien Dialo, do you watch the MCU? Yes, I've seen almost every movie in the MCU. Tanky60 asks, what's your favorite Star Wars movie? This is gonna be a controversial pick, but probably Rogue One. I was pleasantly surprised by that one. Khan wants to know, what is your favorite TV show? First season of The Walking Dead, and like the first four or five or so seasons of Game of Thrones. I don't quite remember when the drop-off happened and that show went to shit, but the first couple of seasons were really, really good. The Sniper Viper asks, would you find the suggestion of a Jurassic Park / World movie marathon romantic for Valentine's Day? Yes, because if someone suggests this to me, it means they know me really well, and that's romantic. Danik asks, in the Jurassic Park / Jurassic World franchise, which character would you choose to be? Okay. So, who lives and gets off pretty easy? Probably, what's the name of the guy with the mustache in the control room in the first Jurassic World? He was just confirmed to be returning for the third one, but I can't remember his name right now. But yeah, he's never in mortal danger. He seems to be doing okay so far. So I'm gonna go with that. Lowry, that's his name, Lowry. Oh my god. Zeki, what is your favorite movie? Jurassic Park. I'm not even kidding. But excluding that one as like an obvious choice, I want to say Avatar. Because it's the first movie that always pops in my head when it comes to questions like this. Let me clarify. I know it's a flawed movie, but I love the spectacle of it, and every cheap shot just hit me straight in the feels, not gonna lie. Awa has heard you still gives me chills every single time. Odiug83, if I'm saying that correctly, wants to know, what fate for the dinosaurs do you expect in Jurassic World 3? Will they face extinction? Will they get a sanctuary-like place? Or will they maybe be allowed to roam freely on the Earth and we as humans just have to adapt to that situation? That was a long question, but I get it. I'm expecting that the vast majority will die. I mean, that's only logical to happen. The army or the National Guard would step in and protect citizens and just destroy the dinosaurs. I don't believe in them being able to procreate fast enough for it to really be a problem. So realistically, every dinosaur should be taken care of in like a couple of weeks. I think Blue is going to survive and like live out her life somewhere. Like, maybe they remember Sorna exists or something. And as for Rexy, I think they might give Rexy an heroic death. Another question from Mr. Hunter. Do you really think this is the last Jurassic Park / Jurassic World, or do you think they will just reboot it in 10 years? I am 100% sure this franchise will not go extinct after Jurassic World 3. They are not going to shoot the golden goose. I'm betting we will get like a reboot or a spin-off or something. Phoenix Kev asks, what's your favorite raptor design from all movies and what do you think makes this design the best out of all of them? My favorite of all of the designs are the raptors from Jurassic Park 3. I feel like that movie really just perfected the creepy look of the velociraptors. Not just with the skin colors, but also just the subtle changes to the shape of the skull. I feel pretty strongly about this. I really, really hate what the Jurassic World franchise has done with the design. Not so much in the game, I'm talking about the movies. The raptors are just, they're not scary anymore. First and foremost, they look fake. They are fake, obviously, but they look it. And the head and the body are just too big proportionally. They look way too bulky. Next category, music. And the first question is from Danik. What is your favorite guilty pleasure song? I have so many. A lot of boy band or overly romantic stuff from like the 80s or 90s, like anything in that direction. Recently, my go-to guilty pleasure song is End of the Road by Boyz II Men. Both Mr. Hunter and Spino01 want to know, what's your favorite genre of music? Genres that I generally like are rock, R&B, hip-hop, pop, and like singer-songwriter stuff. Most of the songs I like would fit into one of those genres, but I do actually really like a lot of different styles of music and from different decades as well. So I'd say my taste in music is pretty eclectic. And Tony C asks, who is your favorite musician and why? I'm going to split this up into past musicians and current musicians. Past, I'd say Queen, George Michael, Michael Jackson, and what's the other one? Phil Collins. And that's based on a combination of quality and quantity. There are a lot of songs that I like from these artists. And with most other artists, I typically only like maybe one or two of their songs, which clues me in that I just happen to like the song and not so much the musician. As for current artists, I'd say my favorite is Pentatonix. I think it's incredibly impressive what they do. I really like a lot of their covers and their original music as well. It just blows me away. I think they're really talented and I appreciate that. Last question in the music category is from Maria, and she wants to know, what is your favorite song? Honestly, there are too many great songs out there for me to really choose from, and my favorites vary a lot. Like sometimes certain songs just appeal to me more than others, but one song that I always come back to and that always pops into my head as a favorite is Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. The final category are just some random questions, pretty funny ones too. Starting with one from Raptor Jesus. Would you rather eat pizza every meal or pasta every meal? Pasta. Then Dirty Socks wants to know, what's your favorite fast food dinner? I know everyone thinks it's trash, but I really like A McChicken menu with fries and one of those watered down Cokes from McDonald's. David Coker, Spino01, and Con all asked, what is your favorite food? Grilled salmon. Glaugas wants to know coffee or tea and which blend. I don't drink coffee at all. Like, I've never had a single coffee in my life. And I only drink tea very sporadically when I'm sick. Another question from Con. Do you think pineapple deserves to be on pizza? Yeah, sure, it deserves to be on pizza. It's disgusting, though. And another random question from Glaugast. What would your superpower be? Obviously, I asked you guys that question as well. I would love the ability to control time. Like, to just be able to hit pause once in a while and fit more in a day than you can in 24 hours, or rewind and fix something. Like, oh my god. Do you ever, like, think of a perfect comeback to an insult 10 minutes too late? I'd love to be able to fix those kinds of situations. Vegeta's mustache. Would you go on a safari in Africa or swim with the marine wildlife in Australia? While I love marine life more, I'd say a safari in Africa because the ocean scares the shit out of me. Okay, little story. I remember watching Shark Week right before going on a vacation to Barcelona. And Barcelona obviously is a seaside city. So we went swimming in the sea there, and the water is pretty murky by Barcelona. And as I was swimming, I could just see a shark appearing in the water before me. Like, not really, of course, it was just my imagination, but it was so vivid that it honestly traumatized me. I was terrified. I never swam faster than I did in that moment, straight back to shore. Dirty Socks, what is your favorite dad joke? So, I'd already been Googling, like, dad jokes, but then I realized that my dad made this joke a while back, and I'll just tell you that one. Him, my sister, and I were in a furniture store, and I noted that a lot of the stuff nowadays has this over-the-top handmade look to it, because that's on trend. So I said something like, everything is so handmade nowadays. And my dad said, well, you aren't. If you were handmade, you wouldn't exist today. If you don't get it, I'm not going to explain it. Second to last question from Omar Leonida Ben. Would you rather own a real lightsaber or end world hunger? I'd solve world hunger and also save myself the trouble of ruining my furniture and, like, casually amputating a limb by accident. And the very, very last question from David P. Do you think cats are evil and that they want to take over the world? Cats are definitely evil and plotting to take over the world, which is exactly why I love them, because it's time we got some new rulers. And on that note, we can end this very first Q&A video. I've been recording for a long time. I hope I can cut it down a little bit because this is getting out of hand. But I hope you enjoyed getting to know me a little bit better. I definitely enjoyed getting to read your answers to my questions. So thank you again for participating in the Q4A. And if you want to get a chance to win a Steam code for a DLC of your choice, don't forget to participate by answering the question that I asked you at the start of this very, very long video. And that is where I'm going to wrap up this Q&A. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, enjoy the game.